In 1945, after the end of World War II, a group of soldiers were heading home on a plane, celebrating their victory. But as they flew over the Bermuda Triangle, things started to go wrong. The plane's equipment malfunctioned, and huge creatures began flying toward them. The monsters crashed into the plane, forcing the soldiers to jump out. They used parachutes to break their fall, and one soldier managed to land on an island. There, he saw a massive crocodile leap from the water and swallow his friend whole, leaving him stranded on the island filled with terrifying monsters. Years later, another plane passes through the Bermuda Triangle, but the passengers are unaware of the danger. The main character, Hao, a single father, is traveling with his teenage daughter Lin, who is with her boyfriend Chen. Hao disapproves of their relationship and questions how long they've been together. Lin responds with anger, and Hao glares at Chen in frustration. Before they can argue further, the plane shakes violently, causing panic among the passengers. The oxygen masks drop down as the pilots struggle with their malfunctioning equipment. The pilots are forced to try and land the plane on an island nearby. As the plane approaches the island, gigantic birds attack, causing serious damage to the plane. The plane drops rapidly towards the ocean, and despite the pilot's efforts to control it, the aircraft is torn apart. Hao manages to grab hold of his daughter's seat, and the plane crashes into the ocean. The wreckage drifts toward the island, and the pilots realize they're heading straight for rocks. The plane crashes into the island, breaking into pieces, and the passengers are knocked unconscious. When Hao wakes up, he finds his daughter and helps her to safety on the shore. They discover that only a few survivors remain, and they are stranded on the island. With no fresh water and no phone signal, the survivors are in a desperate situation. Hao decides to venture into the jungle with Lin's boyfriend, Chen, to search for more resources. They find a small building hidden in the trees, where they discover weapons and a notebook. The notebook, written by a soldier from World War II, reveals that the island is inhabited by giant monsters. They rush back to warn the others on the beach. Meanwhile, a man named Fong is fighting a woman over the last bottle of drinkable water. His violent behavior is stopped by Li, who punches him in the face. The fight moves into the water, where a flight attendant tries to break it up, but no one helps. Li's pregnant wife, Zhao, pulls him away from the fight. As their argument ends, everyone notices something approaching. A crocodile attacks the flight attendant, and chaos breaks out. People scramble to escape as more reptiles climb onto the beach, attacking those who can't get away fast enough. When Hao and Chen return from the jungle, they find that the beach is empty, with only the crocodile's footprints left behind. The survivors have vanished, leaving behind only destruction and fear. Hao believes that the others must still be alive, so he quickly sets off to find them, urging the group to follow. Meanwhile, the survivors are being hunted by the monstrous creatures, with anyone left behind being devoured. The group splits into smaller sections, each heading in different directions to escape. Lin, along with the husband and his pregnant wife, eventually finds a clearing where they discover fresh water, allowing them to drink and regain some strength. However, Li hears strange sounds coming from the forest. Thankfully, it's Hao and his group, and they reunite at last. Just as they're about to celebrate, Hao feels vibrations underfoot. Everyone freezes in fear as the noises grow louder. They don't realize that a giant crocodile has been hiding behind some rocks. The beast emerges, towering over the survivors. It eyes one of the men, terrifying him so much that he loses control of his bladder. The monster attacks, swallowing him whole in front of the others. Panicking, the group runs as the crocodile charges after them. Hao barely dodges its attack, and the creature shifts its attention to a woman trapped between some rocks, devouring her in a single bite. The survivors manage to escape, temporarily losing the beast as they head to the building Hao had found earlier. There, Hao suggests they camp for the night and tells Chen to guard the area. The next morning, while everyone sleeps, Hao heads out to gather fruit for the group, hoping to have something for his daughter when she wakes up. Meanwhile, Fong survives with a woman named iQiyi, who seems more concerned about getting attention than staying alive. She covers herself in sticky goo, demanding Fong help her clean it off, unaware that the goo is from giant spider eggs. Back at the camp, Lin wakes up and goes looking for her father. She quickly realizes they are surrounded by giant insects in a thick fog. She tries to wake the others quietly, hoping to avoid being spotted. The group moves out cautiously, but their plan fails when one survivor, covered in the sticky goo, is killed by a giant insect. The survivors panic as more monsters close in, forcing them to flee again. The noise alerts Zhao, who rushes back to the camp after hearing the screams. The survivors race through the forest, but are cornered by a massive spider. The creature uses its legs to stab at them, but the professor distracts the spider just in time, saving the group. The monster chases after him, and the others use the opportunity to escape deeper into the forest. They manage to lose the creatures by hiding among the plants, hoping the spiders will pass by. To their surprise, they hear footsteps coming toward them. It's Zhao, who sees all the monsters in the area. He shouts and makes noise to lure the spiders away, giving the others a chance to escape while the monsters chase him instead. Zhao rushes back to the wooden building, finding the professor hiding there for safety. However, they don't realize that the monster is waiting for them. They try to stay hidden, but the creature attacks from above, and a desperate fight for survival begins. Sadly, the professor is gravely wounded and dies, leaving Zhao alone as the creature continues to attack him from the roof. Zhao is no match for the beast, being thrown into the walls. The monster attempts to drag him away, but Zhao manages to break free and throws a grenade at the creature, blowing it to pieces. Meanwhile, the remaining survivors escape and find a small river they must cross. Just before they can reach the other side, a crocodile attacks, stunning everyone in fear. The boyfriend tries to fight the animal but forgets how to move, giving the crocodile the chance to devour him. Zhao rescues the man just in time, but the crocodile roars in anger. It charges at Zhao, but he narrowly dodges its attack. The crocodile falls into the water and eventually leaves. Zhao reunites with his daughter, promising that everything will be okay. Elsewhere, the girl covered in sticky liquid and Fong find fresh water. As the girl washes herself, Fong attempts to get close, but she rejects him, which causes him some embarrassment. Before they can leave, the girl feels something in the water, and the crocodile grabs her. Fong kicks her away, but she is quickly devoured by the giant reptile. The survivors continue through the forest and discover a crashed airplane, likely from the dead soldiers. They find a machine gun and a working radio. Lin uses the radio to call for help, giving the group hope. They decide to head towards the beach but encounter Fong, who they reluctantly let join them despite not trusting him. Zhao warns Fong to stay away from his daughter. The group reaches a river, and the pregnant woman can't swim. The team builds a raft, and Zhao volunteers to swim across to pull her to safety. While everyone starts swimming, Zhao realizes something is wrong as the giant crocodile surfaces. The survivors panic and swim for their lives, but the crocodile charges after them. Lin and her boyfriend make it across, but Fong swims in the opposite direction. The husband, still in the water, sacrifices himself to save his wife by pushing her away, and the crocodile devours him. Zhao screams in horror and tears as the crocodile turns back to attack the others. Zhao fires the machine gun at the creature, giving the group a chance to escape as the monster chases them closely behind. The group manages to reach a clearing, where Zhao tries to hold off the monster with his gun but is forced to jump out of the way at the last moment. The giant crocodile continues to chase them as they scatter in different directions. Fong, however, falls behind due to his ongoing issues, and Lin rushes back to help him. But Fong betrays her, throwing her toward the crocodile and leaving her to die. The creature chases Lin, but Zhao distracts it by shooting at the beast, allowing his daughter to escape. As Zhao's bullets pierce the monster's skin, they also accidentally hit Fong, paralyzing his legs. The crocodile, now seeing Fong vulnerable, moves in to devour him, but it also grabs Lin with its tail. Fong suffers a heart attack from the stress and collapses, and the creature swallows him whole. Zhao rushes to save his daughter. Night falls, and Zhao tracks the creature to a cave where it is sleeping. The survivors carefully enter the cave, but Zhao breaks down upon seeing her husband's body, almost waking the monster. They manage to calm her down, and Zhao continues searching for his daughter. Eventually, he finds her alive, but the crocodile has vanished and is now right behind them. The group is in danger as Chen freezes in fear, so Zhao shoots at the monster to protect them. Chen and Lin take the opportunity to escape with the girl, but Zhao stays behind, leading the creature away by running deeper into the cave. He hides in smaller tunnels to evade the beast. Meanwhile, Chen helps Lin escape and gives her to Zhao before deciding to return and fight the creature. Zhao, running out of places to hide, nearly gets caught by the monster but jumps into a small entrance, continuing to shoot at it. However, he runs out of ammo and realizes he dropped his grenade near the creature. Chen returns and is told to find the grenade. He rushes to grab it, luring the monster's attention by throwing an axe at it. This gives Hao a chance to escape. Chen manages to unpin the grenade and throws it at the monster, causing a massive explosion that kills the creature. Hao, now safe, returns to the entrance and acknowledges Chen's bravery. However, the monster is not completely dead. Hao grabs a knife, rolls down to the rocks, and slices the creature from underneath. This final blow kills the crocodile for good. Chen quickly pulls Hao out from under the creature, and they both survive the battle. They leave the cave and reunite with the other survivors. The group finally escapes the dangerous forest and heads toward the beach as the sun rises. Helicopters can be seen arriving to rescue them.